Here we go. I'm back from vacation. I'm ready to hop on the mic. I am excited to talk some Niners. Appreciate all of you for joining us. It's the 49ers Report. I'm Chase Sr., and today's show is presented by Manscaped. The NFL Draft is here, and it's time for you to get ready for the NFL Draft, and it's time for you to look clean like some of these NFL Draft prospects once they take center stage at the NFL Draft and clean up your beard, trim it up downstairs, and for the Niner faithful, 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/49ers. Promo code 49ers. We'll tell you more about them coming up. But first, we have to tell you about the new 49ers wide receiver who San Francisco just signed at NFL free agency. San Francisco agreeing to terms on a one-year contract with wide receiver Chris Conley. Going to be a short-term deal for a guy who's looking to revive his NFL career. Full breakdown on him coming up. But first, you know what's coming up on Friday? A big celebration here on the show. Thanks to all of you who continue to support everything that we do as the largest independently run Niners YouTube channel out on the universe. We're going to be celebrating 80,000 subscribers on Friday. So I hope you all subscribe. I hope you all join us. If you're coming across the show for the first time, I give you shows every single day on the Niners. So Friday, let's all celebrate together, reaching a special milestone. And once we get to 100,000 subscribers, you know what that means. YouTube is sending us a plaque. It all gets underway 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific. Bang, bang, Niner gang, let's go. And also do me a favor. Let your friends and family members know what we do here on the show and share this video. Very simple process. You click the share button, then you select a Twitter icon. You click post to Twitter. Tag me at Chase_Senior. You can say, Chase, the show was great. Welcome back from vacation. It's been a little while. Whatever you want to say, I'll give you a retweet and a shout out on Twitter. As for Chris Conley, more on him. When he entered the league after playing his collegiate ball at Georgia, he was looked at as a wide receiver with a lot of speed and a wide receiver with really good size. That's what made him a third-round pick by the Kansas City Chiefs back in 2015. And for Kansas City, they have a good scouting department and always have. They did at the time. But for Chris Conley, never really found that footing in his NFL career, was not extended beyond that rookie contract, was with KC from 2015 to 2018, and since then, he's really hopped around with a couple of teams. With the Jacksonville Jaguars for 2 years, 2019, 2020, and 2021, spent some time with the Houston Texans, and last year, minimal action with the Houston Texans and Tennessee Titans, but has that speed that is pretty intriguing to San Francisco as a guy who's going to battle for a 53-man roster spot. 6'3", ran a 4.35, so that's impressive that he has that speed at that size. And with the Niners, can he revive his career with an organization that's done a good job of developing wide receivers? It was Ian Rappaport who did talk about the news, and this was something that was in the works. You had Laquan Treadwell visit with San Francisco. You had Chris Conley visit with the Niners. And after that visit on Friday, it's a one-year deal for Conley, who has started for Kansas City, the Jaguars, the Texans, most recently the Tennessee Titans. Now he lands with the Niners, who are coming off that NFC Championship game appearance last year, looking to get past that hump, past that hurdle, and make it to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2019. Now, with Chris Conley, I think the Niners scouting department, they look at this player, and they're like, okay, he's had some solid production. He has that getaway speed where he can really hit a different gear, and he has that speed at 6'3", as he's able to run a 4.35. And him being that tall and that fast, it offers the 49ers wide receiver room a skill set that they simply don't have, because they don't have a guy who's that tall and that fast. It's not Jauan Jennings, who they're going to bring back for this year after signing that tender. He is a little bit slower with that big body. Deebo Samuel doesn't have that height. Brandon Aiyuk, one of the better all-around wide receivers in the NFL, he's not a 4.35 guy at 6'3". Ray McCloud, more of a gadget guy, very good special teams player. Danny Gray is your vertical threat. And then these four guys here, Tay Martin, Chris Conley, Tyron Johnson, Dazz Newsome, they're all going to basically be competing for a spot on the 53-man roster, in addition to some of these UDFAs and some players who the Niners might take in the NFL draft, which is coming your way round 1 next Thursday. As for what Conley did in 2022, as I said a little bit earlier, limited action, only played 9 games. He had 7 targets in those 9 games, 4 catches, 46 yards, and 0 touchdowns throughout his career. Not a lot of sustainable production either. 217 catches since coming into the league in 2015, nearly 3,000 yards. Is a guy who does have that speed that can really impress you. Like, he does have some burners, and because of that, yards per catch at 13.1, 15 touchdowns since 2015, a long of 70. I saw a clip of him with the Jacksonville Jaguars taking a pass from Gardner Minshew. Looked as though defenders were going to be able to close in on him toward that near sideline, but he was able to take that speed to another level. So with that, our poll question for today is this: look into the future here. Get in the shoes of general manager John Lynch. Will Conley make the 53-man roster? Type M for make, C for cut. Let us know and take a guess down in the comment section. As I mentioned off the top of the show, and coming up next, we'll talk about this crazy NFL draft rumor about the Texans passing up on a quarterback and maybe trading for Brock Purdy. Stay tuned for that. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Today's show presented by Manscaped. 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/49ers. The NFL draft is here, and the most exciting prospect is the prospect of being perfectly groomed head to toe with our friends at Manscaped. Manscaped has long had elite downfield play with their Lawnmower 4.0, but in 2023, they have the rookie sensation Beard Hedger to ensure the face of your franchise is a pretty one. This 1-2 punch of men's grooming, the best acquisition for any at-home general manager like a lot of you watching. So go to manscaped.com/49ers and save some salary cap with our code 49ers, 20% off and free shipping. This year, Manscaped can help you make the sexy pick without forgetting about your big uglies up front. That's right. The Beard Hedger and Lawnmower 4.0 are a franchise-changing combo that will have you looking at your roster with pride, like having Nick Bosa and Fred Warner on your team. Everyone who saw the Super Bowl knows what can happen with poorly managed grass, right? That type of ball-playing field quality would never happen with the Lawnmower 4.0. This elite electric trimmer is a lock for first-round talent. Plus, its tough titanium blades and single-stroke efficiency can have you go from a bushy Matt Patricia to sleek Kyle Shanahan in no time. So beard like a pro with the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, as well as the Lawnmower 4.0 at manscaped.com/49ers. We are going to put that link in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. We appreciate Manscaped for making today's show possible. Now let's shift gears and progress on today's show with some wild NFL draft buzz surrounding the Texans and maybe the San Francisco 49ers. Could the Texans trade for Brock Purdy? Let's dive into this craziness. Texans Daily, a blog covering Houston, basically broke this down in this manner. Let's get to it. The Houston Texans could be faced with a dilemma come April 27th, the first day of the NFL draft. Reports are that they are high on Alabama quarterback Bryce Young, but not so much on the other signal callers at number 2 overall. If Carolina takes Young with the first overall pick, that would be Carolina taking Young with the first overall pick. Would the Houston Texans then settle on Anthony Richardson or C.J. Stroud? Or would they employ the tactic of taking their best player available and take the top defensive player on their board wherever that may be? Now, for a team's normal draft process, the process of not getting that quarterback and then going best player available is a pretty sound strategy, right? But then, what would happen with the Texans quarterback situation? They right now have Davis Mills. Through 2 years, they're probably not sold on him. And in order for DeMeco Ryans to really get that franchise back on track, they simply need a better quarterback. If they pass up on a quarterback and not go for a player who they don't want and instead get a franchise pillar along the offensive line or defensive line, then try to trade for a familiar face in Brock Purdy. Here's where it gets wonky. Back to Texans Daily with this. If that's the case, the Texans will be forced to find quarterback help somewhere else. And if that's the case, with Coach D'Amico Ryans' relationship with the San Francisco 49ers, could Houston pull off a trade for Brock Purdy? San Francisco general manager John Lynch recently endorsed Purdy as the 49ers starter, but is he really sold on that? The team invested 3 first-round picks and a third-rounder in Trey Lance, and until his season-ending injury last year, they were convinced that he was the guy. Now let's dissect all of that, right? With John Lynch saying that Brock Purdy has earned the right to be the team's starting quarterback, I didn't feel as though that was a bluff. Everybody who I talked to at the Super Bowl, everybody who I've talked to since then, they've all told me, San Francisco, Kyle Shanahan, this organization, they really like Brock Purdy. They like his poise. They like his maturity. They like his ability to dissect the game really quickly and make adjustments on the fly. They like his mobility, how when the pocket breaks down, he has that pocket sense to extend the play. Most importantly, they like his accuracy, how he can get the ball out quickly to some of the playmakers out in space. And that's why Trey Lance has struggled a little bit, and that's why he doesn't necessarily have the trust of this organization. With how Purdy played down the stretch, if he is healthy, I think that he will be the team's starting quarterback. And because of that, it just doesn't make any sense for the Niners to trade him and go to the unknown in Trey Lance when they have somewhat of a known commodity, at least for a larger sample size, in Purdy, who's already played more than double the game so far than Trey Lance in their respective NFL careers. As for the latest on Purdy, he is now rehabbing, folks, without the Terminator elbow brace after getting that UCL surgery. It was a repair, not a full reconstruction, but there's a lot of, I guess, unsure elements to his elbow recovery, right? Because it's like a 3 to 6 month window. You just can't really mess around with an elbow for a quarterback. That's really what it comes down to. And because of that, Purdy was asked recently in an interview with Yahoo Sports that he's not sure if he's going to play in 2023. What's also interesting is that the 49ers are showing some interest in a couple of quarterbacks leading up to the NFL draft. They had Jake Haener, the Fresno State prospect, at their local pro day, and they brought in Dorian Thompson-Robinson out of UCLA for a pre-draft visit. I think the 49ers, whether it's in round 3, round 4, 5, 6, or 7, are going to draft a quarterback at some point in the 2023 NFL draft. With that, let's round out the show with this. Will Purdy play week 1? I don't think so. I'm going to type W for won't. If you disagree, type P for play. Either way, sound off with what you think. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. This is the 49ers Report. Join us Friday for our celebration.